I should probably back up a little bit. Hello and welcome. This is my first time doing a reading vlog. I usually do book reviews after the fact. What? My cat. This is my cat. Say hi, fat boy. Say hi, fat boy. He doesn't love me. Anyway, but loud for what? I'm a mess, and I'm on the floor of my room. It's very noisy. But I'm literally a channel with 2 subscribers, so I don't know what anybody expected. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing a cold read of the book Legendborn. I haven't even read the synopsis on the back of this book, What are you doing? Are you wrestling? What is going on? Which honestly I should probably do. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I don't actually know what it's about. Yes! I don't even know if I'm gonna fully edit that out, but that was annoying. I chose this book. Oh, I bought 2 books. I brought this and Cinder, which I honestly started reading, but I put a poll up on my TikTok for which I should read first, Cinder or Legendborn. And at first Cinder was in the lead, and then Legendborn took over, and I should probably give the poll some more time to fully balance out and get the real results. But I don't feel like waiting, and I wanted to film like before I started reading. So I haven't read anything about this book. I haven't even read the synopsis on the back, which honestly I should probably do. Oh my god, Diamond! Hi! Mwah! This is my dog. She loves me, unlike my cat. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Alright, come on. Anyway, some legacies are meant to be broken. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants nothing to do with her family memories or childhood home. A residential program for Brightside high schoolers at UNC Chapel Hill seems like the perfect escape, until Bree witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. A flying demon feeding on human energies, a secret society of so-called Legendborn students that hunt the creatures down, and a mysterious teenage mage who calls herself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. The mage's failure reveals Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory with a hidden connection, the night her mother died. Another Merlin was at the hospital. Now that Bree knows there's more to her mother's death than what's on the police report, she'll do whatever it takes to find the truth, even if that means infiltrating the Legendborn as one of her initiates. She recruits Nick, a self-exiled Legendborn, with his own grudge against the group, and their reluctant partnership pulls them deeper into the society's secrets and closer to each other. But when Legendborn reveals themselves as the descendants of King Arthur's knights and explains that a magical war is coming, Bree has to decide how far she'll go for the truth and whether she should use her magic to take the society down or join the fight. Now, not gonna lie, that sounds pretty epic. Also, I haven't read the book and I've watched very little of the show, but it's low-key giving Shadowhunters. Is that what they're called? Shadowhunter teas? I think the book was called Mortal Instruments. It's giving a little bit of that, minus the weird incest plotline. But it is giving, because, you know, like the memory thing. Again, I haven't actually watched, I've only watched like 3 episodes of the show, and I have never read the books, but I've heard people like react and listen to them. It's wild. Also, this cover art just looks absolutely amazing, and I went to the person who designed it. I went to their Instagram. Gorgeous work, honestly. They have no reason to be that loud. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this book is a duology. And of course the heater starts going. Oh my god. So I read a little bit while I was waiting for the heater to turn back off. First of all, I'm going to show the first page, so for anybody who hasn't read it, maybe not focus on the words. But oh my god, the words are absolutely tiny. I don't think you can read that anyway, it's mirrored. But those words tiny, and that really puts in perspective how big this book is, because Jesus, all of that, hold up, all of that is the story. That's just pure story with that tiny of a font. Insanity. I only got like a page and a half in because it wasn't on for that long, and I did like try and wait. But few things before I get into like the actual story and the actual reading that I like. I really like this is like 3D. I really like that. I like everything about this cover, honestly. I could never. This is literally such a beautiful cover. I love everything about it, and I don't know why, but I like that it cuts off like right here. I feel like, I don't know, it just gives the whole cover is very textured, both in the sense of like they have a lot going on on the page and like in the art itself, and the fact that they have like raised textures and like different textures on the book itself. And then this little piece here just makes the whole thing feel even more textured, and I really like that. I like that on the back is a synopsis instead of like reviews. I love that. Tired of books having reviews on the back instead of a synopsis. The reviews instead are in here, which I really like. And also this little, I guess, tagline. When the shadows rise, so will the light. When blood is shed, blood will call. But the king's table, for the order's might, by our eternal oaths, the line is law. And that's giving Arthur retelling. Like, I sort of got that there was going to be a connection to like King Arthur and like Excalibur and all that from Merlin being mentioned in the summary, but the direct reference to the King's Table, and also literally the first review saying that it's a King Arthur retelling, is giving that this is going to be a King Arthur retelling. I love modern retellings of like old stories. That just scratches a deep itch in my brain for some reason. But yeah, so far everything about this seems pretty good, except for the fact that I originally found this book while looking at the You Might Also Like on Goodreads when I was looking at Blood Like Magic, which Blood Like Magic in the cover has a lot of similarities to the point where I thought they were probably like connected or like written by the same person. Are they written by the same person? Hold on. I was right. They are not. Blood Like Magic was written by a Lizelle Samsbury. Legendborn was written by a woman named Tracy Deonn. But Blood Like Magic was good for like the first 70%, and then that last 30% just absolutely ruined it for me. So I'm kind of scared going in because it was, but I've also heard a lot of good things about it, especially the ending. And I think this is also a duology. Very loud, but people gotta live their lives. But I'm excited, and some of the clips after this are going to be like actual recordings, and then some of them are going to be pictures with a voiceover, because I have a tendency to read in places I cannot record, like on the bus or work, or just, I don't know, in a noisy environment. I'll figure it out. I feel like I'm gonna get ripped apart for this take, but in this line, more like he's happened upon a fun oddity, and that fun oddity is black me with my black hair. Wonderful. It's not that deep. Sometimes people just think you have cool hair. Sometimes people just want to compliment you on your cool hair because they think that the situation right now is awkward. Sometimes people just want to compliment you on your cool hair because it's cool. I feel like Selwyn is going to end up being like the love interest, or hold on. The back does say that she ends up recruiting herself with a guy named Nick. So Nick might be the love interest. But I don't like how she's constantly describing him as being like I don't like how she keeps describing him as being attractive. It makes him feel like he's going to be a potential love interest. I don't like how she's using a nickname for this guy that she does not know. I don't know. It's giving me bad vibes. I don't like this man. No. Everybody keeps talking about how hot Selwyn is, and I'm just not buying it. So I looked up some fan art, some pictures, and I'm still not buying it. Like, okay, fine. This is definitely gonna be like some people's thing. But this can't be everybody's thing. Like, come on. Like, this is your man? He's not that cute. He's very basic looking with some tattoos. I could walk into an Evanescence concert and find like 20 of him minimum. Like, he's not that cute. He's very basic. I don't get the hype. I like Nick. I use pink. I'm using a pink highlighter to annotate parts that I like, and there's a lot of pink on this page right now. He has the look of a golden retriever boy, the vibes of a himbo, the intellect of a nerd. So if Selwyn didn't know that there was like something off or something special about Bree, why did he seem so interested in her when they first met in the forest by the quarry? That just seems off to me. It just seems like a tiny plot hole. Nothing too big. Just like, I don't think we needed that part, especially since that's like the main reason I hate this man. I feel like it could have been omitted, and with a few line changes, it wouldn't have mattered. You could just mention seeing him for the first time, around the party, and then seeing him like near the thing happening. I don't know. I feel like he didn't have to show such an interest in her if he doesn't know what's going on. So there are 5 known secret orders associated with the university that Bree goes to. And all 5 of those secret orders are bad at being secret orders. You can't be a known secret order and then still be a good secret order. That's just not how this works. Also, she has to immediately know which one she has to look into, because one of the secret orders is literally called the Round Table, and she's already heard Merlin's be mentioned. She has to put it together, or else I will lose all faith in her being smart. Like, she's supposed to be really intelligent, which is how she got into this college on like a early college program. She has to know. She's supposed to be smart. She has to figure it out like immediately. It's so obvious. Finally on part 2, and I'm at the part where Bree is finally fully getting into like the Legendborn society and the order, and she looks around, she sees like, oh, these are all white people, and she's like talking about the fact that like not this place is not meant for me, and Nick, being Nick, he's just like, if anybody says anything to you about you being black, well, he doesn't say about you being black, but like obviously what's being inferred. If anybody says anything to you, let me know. I'll put a stop to it. And can he put a stop to racism? No, but he can put a stop to them saying stuff to you. He might not be able to stop their thoughts, but he can stop their actions. And to this, Bree's response is, sure you will. Like, what else do you want him to do? What else do you want him to say? Other than use his power, which he does have a lot of, as has been seen, because he's like a very important name in this world. Like, he's the legacy of the guy who founded the order. So he has a lot of power to help you. So what else do you want other than him using that power to help you? If he does nothing as complacency, it's negligence. So what do you want him to do? Because you're getting annoyed at him for saying that he can do something. But if he didn't make that offer, then I know for a fact it would have been worse. So what do you want him to do? I literally think Will is so cute. As much as I love Nick, I love Will even more. I have no clue what he looks like. The most he's been described as like gentle looking, which not super descriptive, but he sounds cute. And he's also like, he's he just feels like a good person, you know, just a genuinely good, sweet person. He's a healer, you know, like he definitely feels like a good person to just be around. And I am in love, like. So I did look up some fan art, a little bit of the basic white boy vibes, but from what I've seen, he has like a bit longer hair, has like a bit like of a cuter look about him, and I appreciate that. And again, even if he's basic looking, his personality makes up for it. He's very cute, and I love him. Instead of awe, I feel cheated. I take a deep breath and turn to William, my voice harsh. Take that bass out your voice, because you are not going to sit here and get smart with the guy who has been nothing but helpful, who has been nothing but kind, who has done nothing but heal you and explain things to you and stick up for you. You are not, I don't care. Listen, I get you frustrated right now. You're not going to take that out on Will. You're not going to take that out on my son. You're not going to talk to my son like that. If I swear to God, if Bree says something smart to Will, I'm putting this book down. I don't care how good it gets. I don't care if this is like a plot point. You're not, no, this is going to go in my DNF. I'm going to throw the book. I don't care. You're not going to talk to my son like that. Also, why does she refer to him as William? And she gets to refer to Selwyn as Sel. Why does Selwyn get a nickname and Will doesn't? Why does Sarah get a nickname and Will doesn't? I'm gonna need y'all to start respecting my son a bit more. So, the plan was always to do this video in 2 parts, have a part 1, part 2, because this book is pretty big and I have a lot to say and I don't want to make this video too long. But I got to part 3, so I got halfway through the book. And I don't know if I'm going to make part 2, because I can see why it's popular. I can see why it's a TikTok favorite, why it's a BookTube favorite, but it's not for me. I personally find it very hard to continue a book if I can't relate to the character on some level, or if I find the main character annoying. And I personally, I can't really connect with Bree. And like, even in Blood Like Magic, which I hated the ending to, I felt like I could really connect to the main character in Blood Like Magic, but I can't connect to Bree. Why am I blanking on the name of the main character from Blood Like Magic? Hold on 1 second. Voya. Not important to this video, but Voya Thomas is the name of the main character from Blood Like Magic. And I could, even if I didn't like the ending to that book, and even if Voya was stupid at a lot of parts, I could still relate to her on a lot of levels, even in her stupidity. But I just can't really find that with Bree. Also, I got spoiled for Bloodmarked. Apparently, her and Bree and Sel end up together when Nick is right there, and I could go on for literal days about my hatred for Sel, and just knowing that that is coming up has ruined pretty much all hope for this book. And I honestly, I could be convinced to pick this book back up. It is, again, it is pretty good. I can see why people like it, but it's just not for me. And I could be convinced to pick it back up, but I think for now it's gonna go in my DNF pile, which is starting to get scarily big. I always feel bad for putting books in the DNF pile, but I hate not reading for long periods of time because I find myself unable to finish a book. So I've decided that if I ever find myself unable to pick up a book and get engaged in a book for over a month, which I think it's been so far, that I'm just not gonna continue with it. And honestly, it might not have been a month already, but I can just tell that I am not going to be picking up this book for a while. Overall, parts 1 through 3 were okay. There was nothing really wrong with them besides my seething hatred for Cell. It's just something that I can't get engaged with reading, and for that reason, I will not be continuing it. That the heater is going, it's been going for so long, and I don't feel like waiting anymore. I just wanted to say this real quick because I don't feel like getting back on the floor. It is possible that there are two factors that contributed to me not liking Legendborn and putting it down. One, I did originally start reading Cinder first, which is another book that I bought at the same time as Legendborn. That it was on a poll between which should I read first, Legendborn or Cinder. Cinder was winning at the beginning, so I had started it, and then Legendborn pulled ahead by like a lot, so I switched over. And immediately, Cinder just caught me, and I was intrigued and interested way more in Cinder than I was in Legendborn. So I've been wanting to go back to Cinder this entire time, which has sort of associated a feeling of like frustration with Legendborn, which isn't like the authors or like the writing's fault. That's just like I guess a bias on my end. And then also the hype around this book is just so incredibly massive that even knowing nothing going in, even like avoiding any sort of reviews, I was just sort of flooded with like a lot of positive energy and hype surrounding this book. And when I started reading it, all I felt was like, this is okay. And this is very typical for a YA book. And this feels just very normal, and it's like a 3-star at best, which let me down a lot because I was expecting so much from the book, which also would have contributed towards that feeling of frustration that is now connected to reading Legendborn. And I read for fun. I make these videos for fun, and what's the point of reading if I'm not enjoying it? So I'm just gonna put it down.